for reaching out to us regarding the block on your account. We issued this block on your account due to your activities causing issues on the server. While we don't generally issue blocks in such situations, this particular event was critical to be resolved ASAP.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation, but in order to fully understand it, we need to go back.
First of all, building a cactus farm on Hypixel skyblock is probably the worst idea you can think of.
Okay, wait. Did they really sound that bad? Damn, that's crazy. I was speaking facts though. Why? You may ask? Cause it's December 31st, 2020. Most people are busy celebrating the end of probably the worst year in their existence, but not me. My mind is occupied with something far more important. That is building the greatest farm of all time. A project that would take over 100 hours of my life, but then in return keep bringing millions of profits over the course of next few years. But sadly, nothing lasts forever, and at the peak, both strength of the farm and its popularity, Hypixel just alright killed it, while leaving me with a problem. A huge farm that no longer worked, taking ton of space and lagging the whole island, with the only solution seeming to be biting the bullet and taking like 10 hours taking down the farm. Slightly less using TNT. Slightly less boring when done on stream. The rest you can probably fill in. Nah, just kidding, believe it or not, that was not the stream that got me banned. But it's important for context. So to make taking down the farm slightly more exciting, I decided to introduce a little twist. A tiny gamble from Mr. I Don't Gamble himself. Essentially, I gave chat opportunity to bet how long it will take me to take down the farm, where for every hour they bet, I'll have to give away 200 million coins, with no limits. But if I take down the farm under the amount they bet, they get nothing. Simple as that. And you know, skyblock players like to gamble when, for memes, one of the options they could choose was 500 hours. To in a shocking turn of events after my PC got repeatedly struck by lightning every single day for 3 weeks straight, because that's literally the only reason it would ever take me this long. They win 1 trillion coins. That option got like 40% of the votes, and when asked for a thought process behind that decision, go big or go home. Yeah, I don't think that logic applies here though. But okay, in the end we settled for 4 hours, which for good measure I rounded up to the grand total of 1 billion coins being on the line, and the race was on. At least on paper, cause it definitely wasn't in my head. I mean, at that point I was basically convinced the chat has screwed up and I had it in the bag. I mean, there's no way it's gonna take me 4 hours. I got so cocky in fact that without the slightest of thought I agreed for half an hour penalty for not starting the timer for a few minutes. You know, to give them at least some chance. A decision I would later come to regret, and the first domino in the chain leading to getting me banned. But okay, we moved on and the time was passing quick, while me still not taking it seriously. That is until it slowly started to hit me. About 1 hour in, that I barely did anything at all. Like, a lot. We did nothing. Oh no. About 2 hours in, that it's gonna be closer than I thought. Why are you keep blowing up? I'm already losing enough time. And 3 hours in, that I actually just lost. And the half an hour I so nonchalantly gave away at the beginning was probably the difference. I mean, even with that half an hour it would be still close, but at least I would have a chance, while without it, there was actually no way. So, getting desperate at this point, I turned to chat and asked if they want to take the pity win with half an hour head start that shouldn't be a thing anyway, or if they want to have a fair fight and give me the half an hour back. Well, as expected, basically smelling the money at this point, chat did not agree. And when I thought all hope was lost, I remembered there was one final thing that could save me. The memes. So throughout the whole stream there was one message that for some reason just kept showing up. It was just some guy asking to build a giant cube of TNT in the middle of the farm, which by the way is a terrible idea. It would take way too much time and resources for the effect that it would achieve, so obviously I kept repeating that I'm not going to do it. Obviously, spawning even more people jumping on a train and demanding building the cube. And even though I swore multiple times that it's not happening, with 1 billion coins being almost surely lost at this point, listen, I was ready to negotiate. And my proposition was that I will build the cube for 20 minutes of the penalty back. And there are many reasons for which wars were being started, but I would never expect for that sentence to be one of them. Basically perfectly splitting the whole chat in half for those who are there just for money and the absolute giga chats who are willing to potentially sacrifice billion coins in order to see the cube go boom. It's so close. You can do it. The cube. 48%, 46%. You can do this. No, the cube is losing. Listen, there is a chance you're not even gonna get the coins, but there is 100% chance you're gonna get the cube. 49, you can do it. It's 50. It's 50. Cube takes it. Takes it back. Cube for the president. It's so close. How is it 50-50? It's 51 for the cube. It's for the cube. End poll. That's it. End poll. It's for the cube. And after the votes basically danced around the 50 percentile for a few minutes, finally, with 51% of the votes, the cube has actually won. The second domino in the chain leading to getting me banned. But who cares about me getting banned? More important question is, was that it? Was the cube a genius move by my part, allowing me to clutch up and save myself billion coins? Yeah, no, not even close. So only after the poll has ended I realized that I did not specify if the timer can be stopped for the time of building the cube, therefore had to settle for that less advantageous for me option. And so building the cube alone took like 18 of the 20 minutes I just got back, but the explosion was so big that the lag it created caused the TNT to be still blowing up even 10 minutes after that. So not only I did not gain any time, I even lost additional 10 minutes. Which basically sealed off my fate at this point. And as the timer ran down, it was just this bunch of small, random pieces left. It was close, but not close enough. And so as promised, I ended the stream by giving away well over 1 billion coins, cause I'm just so nice. And as any grown man does, I went cry myself to sleep. However, with me, a revelation that would be the third and final domino. The cube actually didn't do that bad. Like, don't get me wrong, it was still very much inefficient, and in any other scenario I would never even consider it as an option. But to be fair, it did do a pretty decent job at clearing all the stuff around the cube. And it's not up to me to say if we have free will or if our every choice is predetermined. But if you're gonna put together a bunch of small annoying pieces of the farm left to be removed, a fresh image of a cube decimating everything in a certain radius, that also happens to be already kinda established meme among the stream viewers, making it a hilarious idea for a follow-up stream, there could be even 10 billion parallel universes. And I can guarantee you that in every single one of them, this results in the same outcome. The only issue is that the cube that was blowing up for 10 minutes straight was 30 by 30, containing 27,000 TNT to reach the whole farm. The new cube was going to have 10 times as much. And yeah, well, this time you actually can imagine how that played out. But if you don't wanna, that's fine. I'll still try to briefly summarize it anyway. So for the stream not to be just plain and predictable, oh look at me, I'm blowing up a lot of TNT, I decided to introduce a couple of twists as well. Starting with another meme from the previous stream, the good old debate about cube versus spheres, which I mean is just such an important matter for the political and economic state of the world right now, I think we all agree. So to express my unbiased and totally unambiguous stance on that matter, I presented everyone the giant cube I built. That had a core. That was actually a sphere. That had a core. That was actually a cube. That had a core. That was actually a sphere. That had a core. That was actually a cube. I guess you can say I'm a centrist. Because, you know, in a center, but yeah. Anyway, next was the part I actually had high hopes for. A one-time opportunity to place an item of your choosing inside item frame. Obviously, located right in the center of the cube. I mean, I just thought it would be interesting to see how much people were willing to sacrifice for content. But instead, it had major Pirates of the Caribbean energy from that one scene where, to show their commitment to the cause, they are supposed to sacrifice some valuable talismans, which they didn't had or in a true skyblock player fashion gambled away, and then started throwing whatever trash they had on them, like actual pieces of dirt.
So change the name. What? To 9 pieces of whatever we happen to have in our pockets at the time. Oh yes, that sounds very piratey.
Although it did then turn into some kind of cult with people starting to sacrifice their souls, which I don't know exactly what to think about, and luckily I don't have to, because at last it was time to blow up the cube. Except not me. I'm not that stupid. I knew that if anything goes wrong, then all the signs would be pointing at me as the one pulling the trigger. That's why. I was going to let Hypixel do it itself. So all I was going to do was place chicken minions, as a normal skyblock player does, and if their spawn point just happens to be connected to an intricate death maze with exit directly above an entrance to the cube core with a pressure plate on top of TNT connected to 250,000 other TNT, then well, that's not on me. As far as I am aware, it could just be an unfortunate set of circumstances. And apart from this video being one massive self-report, you can't prove otherwise. And if we would swiftly move past a bug that lets visitors activate pressure plates, resulting in some guy activating TNT, crashing the whole server and ruining most of my setup before I had a chance to do my funny bit, as well as chickens being kinda dumb, so after we would somewhat recover, the funny bit taking way longer than I thought it would take, we would finally get to this legendary moment. 100 people watching chickens. Oh, 7 in the chat. Oh, 7 in the chat. Oh, 7 in the chat. And so yeah, that's basically what happened. The explosion was so big, it set Hypixel servers on worse fire than they already were on, and not knowing whom to blame, my account got falsely blocked even though I clearly had nothing to do with this. Okay, well, there may or may not have been a safety feature stopping the TNT from blowing up when there is too much entities on your island, and already kinda committed to the bit, I may or may not, like a madman, started flying around igniting the remaining TNT, blissfully unaware of an admin just chilling in my stream chat. Which apparently wasn't even who got my account blocked, and the TNT might actually have had bigger impact on the server than I anticipated. Cause like I knew a lot of TNT generally equals lag, and lag generally equals bad, but I had no scale. A nuclear explosion is generally bad, but on a scale of the whole Earth, it wouldn't even make a dent. And it seemed like I vastly overestimated where on a scale of a server like Hypixel 250,000 TNT would be. Which I got promptly informed with this lovely message from Hypixel support. Hello, thank you for reaching out to us regarding the block on your account. We issued this block on your account due to your activities causing issues on the server, i.e. the amount of TNT you are using. While we don't generally issue blocks in such situations, this particular event was critical to be resolved ASAP. We do apologize for any inconvenience that it may have caused. We have now unblocked your account, however, please be careful going forward so we can avoid any other future issues. Thank you, Jason, customer support. And so yeah, as you can see, my account is unblocked now, and the lesson to learn from all this is don't try to lag Hypixel servers, especially on purpose. You will get banned, plus they already have hard enough time as it is. We really don't need to make it worse. That being said, if this was bad, it does beg a question. What would happen if we would add just a tiny bit more? You thought you could stop me this easily? You have no idea. You say 250,000 TNT was critical. Not as much as letting me back in. Now we're gonna watch the servers burn. It's revenge time. Okay, chill, it's a joke, it's edited, it's not real, it's single player. Please no ban Hypixel, code SLT in Hypixel store, okay? Bye!